Now come on, come all to this tragic affair. Wipe off that makeup, what's in is despair. So throw on the black dress, mix in with the lot. You might wake up and notice you're someone you're not. If you look in the mirror and don't like what you see, you can find out firsthand what it's like to be me. So gather round, piggies, and kiss this goodbye. I'd encourage your smiles, I expect you won't cry.
Well, hello again. We're back. Episode 10. This is the second time we're filming it because the first time the phone overheated and made it look like a jarbled mess. So now it's a little bit less goofy, I guess you could say. So yeah, we had a few interesting few months. We filmed a few things and we made it look interesting. So we are going to take you to the highlight package right now. So me and old Everest over here, or Everett, he and I are gonna be here waiting for you guys. So come on back after watching the highlights.
it comes for the queen. And when the lights all went out, we watched our lives on the screen. I hate the ending myself, but it started with an alright scene. It was the roar of the crowd that gave me heartache to sing. It was a lie when they smiled and said you won't feel a thing. And as we ran from the cops, we laughed so hard it would sting. Yeah, yeah. Oh, if I'm so wrong, how can you listen all night long? Now will it matter after I'm gone? Because you never learn a goddamn thing. You're just a sad song with nothing to say about a lifelong wait for a hospital stay. And if you think that I'm wrong, this never meant nothing to you. I spent my high school career spit on and shoved to agree, so I could watch all my heroes sell like car on TV. Bring out the old guillotine, we'll show 'em what we all mean. Yeah, yeah. Oh, if I'm so wrong, how can you listen all night long? Now will it matter long after I'm gone? Because you never learn a goddamn thing. You're just a sad song with nothing to say about a lifelong wait for a hospital stay. And if you think that I'm wrong, this never meant nothing to you. So go away, just go, run away. But where did you run to, and where did you hide? Go find another way. Price you pay. You're just a sad song with nothing to say about a lifelong wait for a hospital stay. And if you think that I'm wrong, this never meant nothing to you. You're just a sad song, nothing to say about a lifelong wait for a hospital stay. And if you think that I'm wrong, this never meant nothing to you. At all, at all, at all, at all.
So yeah, we had some interesting stuff happen in those videos. The big thing was trying to find our kind of happy zone a little bit. Tempo, everything else, trying to make sure we were all okay. The big thing kind of coming out of the sessions, the first two at least, was when we were at Boulder City, because of how the ball return is. The ball return kind of is up and on top of the lanes instead of underneath. So in a few of the clips you've seen, I kicked the ball return a little bit. Not on purpose, but that was quite interesting. Also, it was the first time I've ever bowled on string pins. So string pins kind of made it seem and feel a little different. Wasn't too harsh, I think, but it was definitely something unique and different to bowling on. Felt like I had to work a little bit more for my strikes. Maybe it's also because it's an older lane, which that's obvious the case. Then we got to Sunset a few days later, and Sunset we kind of just really worked on the symmetricals, or the ASIMs. I mean, really was working on with the track synth and the hammer full effect, because I'm really liking those there. But when it comes to like the symmetricals, the real time, and the Game Breaker Pearl, there's just nothing. I'm just not seeing it down lane. But yeah, it's that one I think was really interesting. Then we had Samstown, and with that, which is kind of the basis of why the episode's named it the way it is we have this sort of now different outlook. So we will now send it over to me in the office, and we can break that game down a little bit more for you. So,
all right. So we're here to talk about the high score game from Samstown. It's been kind of a multitude of thoughts and ideas and feelings. One of the big ones was that how best do I say it? It felt freeing almost a bit. I'll talk about it more when we get into it. So let's watch the first frame of the game so we can tell y'all what happened. So the first frame, I got it out a little too forward, it felt like, and I just got it hit the 9, or hit in. I think it hit towards the pocket a little bit, but it was just a little bit off to the side. So it left the 7-pin, which kind of, I should have known better, and I should have kind of moved a bit before I bowled the ball. Which, by the way, the ball that we got the new high score with is this stupid looking son of a bitch. Game Breaker 5 Pearl. Now, you might be asking yourself, if you watched previous videos, why haven't you been bowling with this one a lot more? Well, I have been now, and I know how to use it very well. This thing, for some reason, and I don't know why, but every single time I use a solid, it doesn't feel, maybe it's just me, but every time I use a solid, it just doesn't do what I'm expecting it to do immediately. And I've always bowled with pearls because I've always liked how they looked when they go down lanes and stuff. And I'm going to be blunt and honest, I really don't know the difference between a solid and a pearl right off the top of my head. I think it has to do something with what's going on inside the ball itself. You might put down here what editor me what the actual difference between the two is, but for me, I've always generally liked using pearls. The first real bowling ball I had, the raw hammer, was the blue, white, and silver pearl, which has always been one of my favorites. The next pearl I've really liked using was the hammer anger. That one was also really, really good. And then when we jumped up to 15, I wanted to find another pearl that I could, use still. So like I said before, I've always kind of used pearls to my liking, and they've always done me well. So when we had to go up and wait, I wanted a pearl that was going to be a sim like the real time, but of a glossier finish. And so we decided on the Game Breaker 5 pearl, which in hindsight, if I maybe have waited a bit, I might have gotten a better option. But for what we had at the time, I think that going with the Game Breaker 5 pearl was going to be the best bet, which helped. Because as soon as I saw the first movement in that first frame of the game, I knew we were going to have to adjust, but I got the right ball at the right time. The biggest issue next was how much do I need to move? And I didn't move too much. I moved maybe a board over and kind of changed my angles and where I was looking. And that's when it all kind of clicked. We started rocking and rolling. And so we switched lanes because I decided, because we're going to start up league, I need to familiarize myself with being able to switch between the two in a better and cleaner manner. And so next frame, go up, and we get it right in there. I think, I don't remember if it was Brooklyn because it's been a few days, but I think it was just right in on spot, hit all the targets that I needed, and then went right into the pocket. So after I seen that hit, I know that that's gonna be my target line when I go over to the other lane, because the one lane on my right side always seemed to kind of edge out a little bit more, especially when I was bowling the first few frames of the first and second game. It seemed like you needed to be a few boards over more so you can get it going. But it just, when I got to the pearl, it just was right on the money. And so go over to the after getting the strike on the right, go over to the left, and same target line, same everything, just same where I was standing as well, and we just kind of went and got out for it. And so in the third frame, got up, moved in, same steps, same everything, but we just got it to that line, and it was perfect. Right on point, goes straight in, hits the targets, and then goes into the pocket perfect. So after that second strike, I knew that I just need to keep that same momentum, keep that same flow going, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go 200 plus, because that's always been the goal when I do these practice sessions. On the last game, I want to try and get to 200, and just make myself feel like I could get to 200 after during a third game. Then fourth frame happens. Seems pretty much the exact same line. I think I might have slowed down just a tiny bit, but I knew if I just got it just in or just near my target line, it's gonna go in, and does. Boop, straight into the pocket. Then we go switch over to the fifth. I'm feeling pretty good. I think I got the timing kind of where I want it to. I don't want to go too slow, don't want to go too fast, but I feel like I'm right at that point where we can just boom or sooner it. And do it again, boom, in there. I'm on a strike fest. It's right where I want it to be, and goes into the pocket just like I want it to. We go 6th frame again, same mindset, but I'm starting to feel like I might even get past 250 with it, and so I'm feeling, metaphorically, I'm feeling myself. I know I can get it out, and so do the same thing again. I think I might have stepped a little bit back farther than I wanted to, but it's, again, when it went out, and it did what it needed to do. 7th and 8th frame come up, and I know I'm right on the zone. If I could stay striking all the rest of this time, I'm getting 290, which would be insane thought to have. And so 7th frame again, did the normal steps. I think it was a little faster this time, and then went out, got it straight into the pocket again. And I'm really like, this actually could possibly happen where I could get 290, and I know I can get it, boom, in, and it's gonna go in no matter what. 8th frame comes up, and this is when I start to say, okay, foundations. If I can keep it at 8, and I can strike all the way rest through this, I'm golden. I'm good to go. There's nothing else that could stop me. I'm ready to get it out and over with. Do the same thing again. I think I might have been a little bit slower than normal, but I'm still getting it out and still going. Hit the line. I think it was just inside my line, and so I then throw it, get it in. It's right in pocket, perfect. We're ready for the 9th frame. And so I'm telling myself, okay, get this strike, and then we're smooth sailing for the rest of the way. At the start of 9th, feeling it, doing good. For some reason, and I don't know why, I started to my tempo. I did something. I don't know what I did wrong, because I didn't have any earbuds in or nothing, but my tempo did something goofy. And so as soon as I'm moving and getting it out, I feel it go off my hand weird, and I know as soon as I seen it hit the lane that it's not gonna get into the pocket. It's gonna be off a little bit, and I completely messed up the 290. As soon as it hit the pins and I saw I think it was 2, 4, 5, the triangle. I was like, man, I missed out on such a good hit. And so then go up, get the spare because it's easy just to get it out and in. Then we head into the 10th. And so I knew if I can get these next few strikes set up, ready to go, I'm good. Because I'm already kind of doing a little bit of the math in my head by saying, okay, I've already broken 200. I don't know where I'm at exactly at that point because I'm not looking at the score. And I'm just going to find my way into it and get it out. And so, first one, I think, if I remember, it hit. Get it out, get it in, strike, and then I go ahead, get another strike in there as well. On the same lane, and so I get the extra frame. Go out and throw it one last time, and it looks like I'm going to strike again, and it looks like everything's just right on point. And then I think I left, it was either 7 or 10, I don't remember off the top of my head, but one of those two pins up, and I was like, man, that was so close to getting a strikeout. So, as I said before, I didn't think I was going to be able to surpass 250 ever. And seeing that I was able to do it just gave me this sort of new found sense of confidence that yeah, you might be able to get to 300, maybe. Is that going to happen in the next 2 to 3 months? Maybe. I don't know. But if I keep my nose to the grindstone and just work on it, I'll pretty much get it down easily. Is there still a little doubt? Yeah, but I mean, I don't think anybody would say there isn't doubt in other people's minds. But we're gonna win the tournament in December. That has been the credo since January. When it comes to December, we're winning that tournament in December. Whether it be the singles or the teams, we're winning that tournament in December. Yeah, this has been kind of the talking about the Game Breaker 5 Pearl and the new high score of 266. Back to Lane in the park.
Thanks again, me in the office. So yeah, looking forward to the future. Now that we've kind of broken 250 now for a high score, it's been pretty awesome. We did get a new average game score. I think it was all above like 170. So that's good to know that I can get a higher average on stuff like that. I think the real big thing is working on tempo, working on everything else. We did have the Brad Z clinic that happened. That was fun. The Big Z also invited me to a league over at Suncoast, which we will be doing in September. Hopefully we'll film something on some better equipment. But we also met Gary Otis, I think is how you say it. But Big Gary He kind of helped us out, make sure our thumb was doing everything right, and kind of was really working on getting some ideas out, because I have a tendency to over grip on my bowling balls, and so he kind of helped try to maybe find that better and sweet spot. But it's not. We're almost there. I think we're almost there. I think moving forward, especially with league coming up, we're going to focus on that. Try to get that kind of nailed down in motion, and we'll get it into a better place. I'm still using Old Bones Therapy stuff, the knee brace while I'm bowling. I'm also using their Elixir stuff, which is really cool. I want to try their KT, their tape that they got, because that looks sick, and maybe it'll help, because sometimes when I'm bowling with the compression knee, it's not letting me go as far down as I would like to. I'm starting to look a little bit more like Wes Malott when I'm bowling, where his knee is kind of, it's bending, but it's not bending too much, and I would like to have it bend a little bit more. So I'm looking at getting maybe that the tape there. We still got all the balls in the bag: the Real Time, the Pearl, the Synthesis. I know, Ducks, you can laugh at me later. Still got the Synthesis, still got the Full Time, still got the Axe doing its thing. But yeah, we're just kind of figuring it out as we go, you know. Not too jarring, not too long, but we got it. So still seeing Todd over at 40 Boards Bowling. It's been doing good. So yeah, we're trying to find it. We're trying to find the flow. We're trying to get it out. I'm wearing all black for a reason. I mean, we're shedding off the old kind of stiffness in ourselves. It's not physical stiffness, but mental stiffness. And we're just trying to figure it out and make sure we're doing the right things. So hopefully next time you'll see these videos, it'll be the leagues that are happening over at Suncoast. So we're only doing one league. We're not doing two. We're not doing three. We're just doing one, just to really feel that environment. We may do a tournament here or there, but the goal will always still and forever will be December. I still have that kind of itch in the back of my shoulder that really knows that I can really outbowl everybody. But we'll see what happens. Again, thank you for watching the video, and hope to see you next time.